Okay, big names are definitely flying this week. Are the Rams on a rampage? And a few dart throws definitely hit, and a lot more on this episode.
Where you at, Chris?
I'm here, surviving an amazing tie. We'll talk about that like towards the fantasy recap for my little rant. But let's talk about these Eagles. Uh, um, are they legit? Listen, they are the weirdest 4-0 team that I've seen since that like 11-0 Steelers a couple of years ago, because it always felt like there was something wrong and you didn't know what was happening yet, and then it all fell apart and you're like, oh, this is what's happening. But at least with this team, we can clearly see it. It is their offensive coordinator and just how the offense just like has moments where it shines and then it completely falls apart. And there's been no consistency with that. The only consistent thing about the Eagles this year has been their defense and special teams making like big play after big play. But their offense, and everybody's like, Jalen Hurts isn't that guy. He's doing the best he can with what he's got, which is weird because he has like very good wide receivers. But what his offensive coordinator is giving him is the issue, because the route concepts are stale. Saquon hasn't gotten going, and like the man had a 2,000-yard season. Some people might be like, "Well, it's wear and tear. It's going to take a while for him to ramp up." He's had some strong rushing yard seasons and still looked good after. This is a little weird. So I don't know. The fact that the running game hasn't gotten off to a great start, the fact that the passing game literally only looked good for about like what, maybe like three quarters of the entire season, it's kind of it's kind of worrisome. And then you see a team like the Rams who bounced back after that loss with a great win. It's like, I don't know. I don't know about the Eagles. I think that they are a very good team and they could turn it on, but I'm a little nervous because that offensive coordinator, I don't know what he's doing. And then you got AJ Brown posting on Twitter. Sometimes you just got to keep your head down and block out the noise. And I'm like, okay, dude, not the time. Not the time to be a diva, bro. Y'all are 4-0. Like, let's just breathe, recoup. Let's get it together, because y'all are trying to repeat and be Super Bowl champs. Y'all can't have the outside thing of AJ being like, this sucks. I get it. I get it. You're not getting the targets. You had one good game the entire season. The rest of the time, you've been a no-show. And I'm putting that all on your offensive coordinator, not necessarily you. So hopefully there is a chance where they play the Broncos this week. So I'm kind of nervous about that. So we'll see. But yeah, it's not looking good for the Eagles. What do you think, Derek?
They are very legit. Absolutely legit. They are strong. There's only three teams in the NFL that can beat the Eagles. That's the Rams. The Rams just lost to them, but the Rams are more than capable of beating them. The Lions and the Chiefs. Those are the only three teams I see that have a chance of beating the Eagles come postseason time. They are not going to show unnecessary. They're not going to put unnecessary stuff on tape. If they can beat you running the ball, they will without throwing it to AJ Brown. They're going to do that. And the moment they got in trouble, what they do? Bam, 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 bam. Started firing shots. So when it reminds me of when they went into the Super Bowl last year, right? Nobody saw this explosive. Like, now Saquon was doing his thing, but you didn't see all these crazy passes. And then like in the Super Bowl, all of a sudden it's like they just unloaded. Everybody got to eat. So I see that they're doing that. They're doing a lot of what the Chiefs would do in years past. They remind me a lot of the Chiefs years past, also with the calls. So they're kind of taking that over. But yeah, I don't see any trouble. I knew they were going to beat the Bucks. Bucks had their nice little run later, but yeah, I think the Eagles are fine. Breeze through the NFC East. And when it comes time to play the Lions or the Rams in the NFC, that's where they'll face some trouble. But everybody else, they'll breeze through. Saquon is doing Saquon things. We knew he's been up and down his entire career. He hasn't posted back-to-back monster years ever, and I don't see that happening. So we knew he was gonna drop off a little bit this year. So he's got that monster offensive line. That's great. But hey, just him being healthy this year is a win. And I'm sure in the playoffs he'll take it up a notch. But Saquon, I did not expect Saquon to have a big year this year. That's why I didn't pick him in fantasy. That's why I'm a win fantasy. So stayed away from that. And then when it comes to AJ Brown, love it. Be a diva. Be a diva. No, because you deserve the ball. Throw him the damn ball. He should get the ball at least a couple of times. Good gracious. To be a beast like that, and you're up here controlling the game, and you can't throw my man a couple of crumbs? No, he should. He should raise a fuss. So I have no problem with the way that AJ Brown has been. He's just being a great receiver. So that's my take.
I see the evil plan. You're just waiting for the Rams to come back and beat them so that you can say you were right. That's what you're waiting for. So you're building them up to tear them down. It's the Lamar Jackson strategy. I've seen this episode before. I've seen this with you before. You're building up the Eagles to make them seem like, oh, they're really good. They're really like them. Then when the Rams beat them, it's like, I told you so. I said that they were legit, but hey, I had that caveat about the Rams. I know the strategy. And it might work because I'm not going to lie. The Rams do look really good. I'm not going to hold you.
I think I agree with Derek this time. this rare chance. But I definitely agree. Like the Rams and the Lions, like we'll definitely beat them. So and the Chiefs, like you said. I completely agree with everything that you said.
Okay. All right. See, there we go.
Because I mean, they really won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like they're not just gonna fall off out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they're proving that they're not gonna fall off out of nowhere. So
yeah. Absolutely right. You know, they're playing a little possum. Again, they can win in so many ways. They're such a talented team and so deep. They'll have to put stuff on tape that they'll pull out later. So they're just beating you many ways. So special teams, defense, offense, all of that.
So Derek, I'm gonna let you start this one off and let you have your little fanfare. Are they still right to win the NFC?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, again, I hate to be right so much. So I don't want it to be like a Derek brag fest. That's not what this is about. This is pain points. This is not about me. So, you know, I don't really want to continue to take victory laps here. But, you know, facts are the facts. Facts are the facts. Rams, I saw it coming. I mean, last year with that young defense, I love the way they've transformed the defensive side of the ball. They're young now. Stafford is, slinging it now. He's starting to get warmed up, and I need him to because he's my QB in fantasy in this particular league. So I need him to get going. He finally put up some big numbers for me. Devontae, long as they can just stay healthy, which I feel that they will. Puka's, he's got to get paid. So I see him, doing his thing. Devontae Adams, if he can stay away from the big injury, I think they'll be just fine. Of course, they got McVay. So yeah, man, Rams are definitely a big threat. The only team that can beat them are the Lions. So that would be a big clash if they end up playing, and would be something. So we'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, I'm holding firm to my prediction. I never wavered. I said the Rams would get to the Super Bowl. I said the Chiefs would get there and win it. A lot of people would have jumped off, but again, never wavered, was fine. Now, we see where that's going. So yeah, man, everything is just right on track. Right on track. Like I said, hate to brag. So pain point, see pain, man. Let's go to you.
I mean, let's be real about the Rams. I got nothing. They are legit. Like it's scary. Puka Nacua, I mean, he already got 500 yards in 4 games, so he might try to go for Cooper Kupp's record. That's absolutely crazy. Devontae Adams and Matthew Stafford's connection is starting to get better. And again, going up against a very good Colts team there was a dogfight the entire game until that throw to Tutu Atwell, which kind of sealed it. And of course, Daniel Jones kind of showed up just a little bit. The old Daniel Jones showed up just a little bit. But I do think that the game versus the 49ers, I do think that they'll win just due to the injuries and all. But I'm really interested to see what happens when the Rams play Seattle this year because they are a very good team in that division. I still think because of, how much that team has played together, all the continuity, they should be able to win their division. But it is sneaky competitive this year. But yeah, Rams, Stafford, he had to step up in another league for me because Jaden went down. Stafford, appreciate you for this week, my boy. That was very needed. That was very needed. So I'm excited to see what the rest of the season looks like for them. Yeah, so I love how during this whole thing we've just admitted the Lions might be the best team in the NFC though. That's what I'm enjoying. So Bree, how do you feel about the
Oh,
Rams
I feel
and the Lions being the best team in the NFC?
Yeah, no, I feel great. I agree. I've been saying it for years that their time is coming, and I think it's this year because so far, knock on wood, knocking on my desk, that no injuries happened to stop us this year because as a Lions fan, I've been a Lions fan since I was a wee little thing, and, it's about time. Just saying on another note. But yes, the Rams are definitely legit, but not as legit as the Lions. And then the Cardinals will be in about 10 years.
It's not a pinpoints episode without Cardinal shade. We love it. We love the continuity here.
I have to. It's a love-hate relationship.
No, absolutely.
At least they're 2-2. Like it's better than.
Although Bree, let me not even cloud it. Bree, what did you think about those uniforms? The other
I
night.
don't like them. I think they're different. I like them. I have a towel. Where's my towel?
I did too. I loved them. I thought they were fire. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I like
Yeah,
We are
like-
too, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. That and the Dolphins jerseys last night. Those were amazing.
Yeah, the Dolphins look good, but look, it's so nice. Like
Yeah, no,
everything about it because having these dust storms in Arizona, I was like,
Yeah,
that's so
it
perfect. Like
made
we're
me-
the only state that has a dust storm. Like who?
Yep.
Like what? Like first of all,
Yep.
like a giant wall of dust coming towards you guys. Like what? That's so crazy. So these were awesome. Unfortunately, they did lose though, but it was a good game.
Yeah.
I that's why I picked them because I was like, you know what? I have
They
a
did
feeling,
come
and my feeling was so close.
They did come back. Kyler brought them back. So yeah, man.
Well, go back to the dust storm thing, y'all, because what? That's a thing? Like that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yes.
I've only been there like a total of 8-9 days in my life, and yes, I can attest to that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let me show you a photo. It's
Yeah,
so
man.
crazy.
I remember I woke up in the middle of the night and I could have sworn it was like a crazy thunderstorm. And it
Yeah.
wasn't. It was a windstorm. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What in the world is
And
this?
then this comes
Yeah.
at you.
Nope.
You
Immediate
can't
no.
go outside. Sometimes they're like light, and then it's like, oh, you can still drive and see. But most of the time, it's like dense and dark. Like it'll just start picking up, and if it's gonna rain that day, that the dust storm's gonna come first, and then it rains after. Every
Wow,
time, I
okay.
swear.
Yeah.
Every time. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I will try to visit when that doesn't happen. So yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, all the time.
Oh,
All
yeah.
the time for sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know if those Dolphins uniforms were fire, but I don't know if they're gonna wear those again. So
Not at all.
yeah, man. Yeah.
Ooh.
Not good luck. Even though they did win, but oof.
Man, just watching both of those teams play last night, I'm like, wow, they really suck. Like, that was crazy.
Facts. Yeah, absolutely. All right. What we got next, Bree?
Okay, well, we have the Jaxson Darts debut. What do you guys have to say about that?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I hate in football that two fun things can't happen at one time because you see Malik Neighbors get injured. And again, MetLife Stadium, every year, some bad injury happens at MetLife Stadium. Every single time.
Mhm.
And that was Malik. But again, on the plus side, the Giants might have a guy. Now, what I like about Jaxson Dart is how he managed the game, and then the elusiveness is something that you didn't realize how much it was like needed and surprising to see from that offense. Because again, Daniel Jones, like you'd have a moment where he'd like scramble, but it wasn't anything like serious. But it's like you actually have to take Jaxson Dart serious as a threat with his legs. So I'd say, look, they still have a tough schedule this year, but he did show enough flashes that encouraged me going up against a very good Chargers team as well. Like, let's not forget how much someone was hyping the Chargers last week, and guess that was me. I get it, guys.
Yep.
It's been a rough. Listen, the Bears have won 2 in a row. That's the only thing I'm holding on to, y'all. That's the only thing I'm holding on to because I'm not gonna lie, it's rough first season for my takes. But I do think that Dart looked really good, and I'm excited to see what comes more out of like the rest of the season for him. And yeah, I'm just excited for something new for the Giants because it's been rare where they have like players that you're like excited to watch for real.
Mm-hmm.
Because even with Neighbors injured, you still have Scatterboo who brings a lot of intrigue. Jackson Dart, that defense with Abdul Carter who was making plays all game. Like I'm really excited to
Mm-hmm.
see what the Giants have for the future. But Jackson Dart, he did look really good in his debut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I saw it coming. I picked him up a couple weeks ago in fantasy. So knew that was happening, and now I got people trying to get him from me who need a quarterback. So yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. Russ, we know Russ is done, unfortunately. And it shows, again, it shows if anybody had any questions or doubts on how important the quarterback position is, I don't know why they would, but you look at how much different the team looks with Dart in there versus
Mhm.
Russ. You look at how much different the Bengals look
Yeah.
without Burrow. I mean, it's man, you gotta have that person, and that quarterback can erase a lot of issues and deficiencies. So yeah,
Mhm.
looks good. Now again, it's one game. We have seen people, come out and have a big game and then not do well, but I think Jackson Dart will be really good.
I had a quick question because we see like all the debates about Russell. This is a side thing, but we see more people are starting to debate like Russell Wilson's like Hall of Fame chances, and how he like seemed to play himself out of it, which I sort of agree because it's like after Seattle, everybody's like, okay, like this is obviously like one of the best quarterbacks of his like time,
Hmm.
right? But with like how he was carrying like even when they weren't going to Super Bowls, how he was carrying teams like despite like the injuries and adversity. And again, Del Baldwin and Tyler Lockett aren't like slouches or anything, but they still weren't like the upper echelon of receivers, and he's like taking them to the playoffs routinely. So I
Right.
think that was something to be said. But then you get the Broncos stint, and then you get this Giants here, and it's like like how's it going for him? Like and everybody's like, well, he has the numbers and he has all of this, but it's like yeah, but it's like your perspective's changed because again, he wins the ring really early, and the Legion of Boom defense is literally the backbone of that team, them and Marshawn. So was it really like him doing it? And then Malcolm Butler interception still leaves a bad taste in everybody's mouth whenever you watch
Mhm.
highlights of that Super Bowl. So it's
Yeah.
like I don't know what his case will look like, but I do think that like everybody will remember Seattle Russ fondly, but these last few years, it's just
Mhm.
it might have gotten him out of the Hall of Fame, and that's really sad to see.
Yeah, I think he did play his way out of the Hall of Fame, um, but I didn't think he was a Hall of Famer even before he supposedly played his way out. Great player, but again, Hall of Famer to me, just because you win one Super Bowl doesn't make you a Hall of Famer. Again, that defense was a strong point. Now he did have some good years after the Legion of Boom, was dismantled. He led them to some decent years. But again, to me, Hall of Famer is a Elway, what I mean, Reno, my gosh, Brady, like
Yeah.
Manning, like it's like those are Hall of Famers to me. So these very good people being in the Hall of Fame, I'm not really with that anyway. So
So,
I didn't think he was a Hall of Famer to begin with.
so I have a question with that. So you said the one Super Bowl thing. Is Matthew Stafford a Hall of Famer then?
No.
What? Really? Okay, so if he ends his career putting up all these numbers, and again, I, mm, I might push back on Stafford. I just okay.
No, great. Now, if he wins the second one, yeah,
He wants the second one. Okay,
wins the
cool.
second one.
I'm
I think he's the one
intrigued by
that
that.
needs a second one. Now, if Russ got a second one, it would have been hard to keep him out.
Okay.
And again, it was that one play, but with that interception, I don't even blame Russ for that.
Yeah.
I just think that was an all-time one of the best plays ever from a defensive player. Like from the
Mhm.
naked eye, you couldn't even tell what happened. Like
Yeah.
I still don't know how he intercepted that ball.
Anyway,
Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah.
But but
I'm,
yeah,
I'm just
yeah. Now
intrigued by that.
now Stanford did put up some monster numbers. He did, with Megatron, he did a lot. But like to me, this is this is my Hall of Fame.
Okay.
If you've got to think about it,
Mm.
you're not a Hall of Famer.
You're not a Hall of Famer.
If,
Okay.
if it's a question, is that you're not a Hall of Famer?
Okay,
Yeah.
what about Eli Manning then? Because that's the last example I'm going to use. Eli Manning.
Man,
That's something you have to think about because again, he beat the 17-0 Patriots.
Yeah.
You feel me?
He
In
did.
2011,
did.
Was a 500 quarterback. You know, he did put up good numbers, but again, was 500 for most of his career. Had a very bad ending. You know, it wasn't like all bright spots.
Yeah.
But again, 2 Super Bowls. So
it's hard to tell. And another thing is like, can you really tell the history of the NFL without them? And you know, those miraculous plays that he had. I mean, and beating Brady, you know,
That's
for
what
2
I'm
of
saying.
his losses, to beat him, you know, undefeated against Brady in the Super Bowl, and be the team that prevented them from going undefeated and all that. So yeah, he'd be one of those exceptions, and he got 2. So it's hard. Hey, you get 2, all right. You
got 2, you cool. Okay, that's Eric's rule. That's Eric's rule. I see a clarification on how.
Yeah, and there are people that can have none and can have 1, like Marino, like none, but Hall of Famer.
The dude put up 5,000 in the 80s. Like that's different.
Right,
like, that's
exactly.
ridiculous.
You know, if Josh Allen never gets a Super Bowl, I think he's a Hall of Famer. Lamar would be a Hall of Famer. You know, may not. You know, we'll see what happens. So, you know, definitely. But then they got the MVPs and all that too. So that plays a factor in MVPs for sure.
All right. So, as the resident Lamar Jackson fan here, you know, Lamar Jackson FC, we are down horrible. It has never looked this bleak in all this time in Baltimore. We got John Harbaugh calling out the offense during the meetings. I need him gone. Why are we calling out the offense? They made Patrick Mahomes look like it's back to 2018. Patrick Mahomes, I do not remember the last time Patrick Mahomes had a big 14D game. Like I haven't seen that in a minute. He's hitting deep throws. Everything's working. The Chiefs' offense looked like, oh, we're having fun again on offense. We can just do whatever. So on top of the fact that like most of your team is injured, your quarterback did not play his best game versus Patrick Mahomes yet again. Then on top of that, you just made the Chiefs look like, oh, we're the Chiefs again. We might be fine. Now we're 2-2. Plus the Chargers lost. So now all they have to worry about is when they match up with the Chargers and beating them and splitting the series. So this is a very, very bad situation. You are 1-3, and everybody's like, well, they played 3 Super Bowl teams first. It was bound to happen. Okay, you could have won 2 of those games. You could have beat Buffalo. You could have beat Detroit. You should have beat Buffalo because you were up 15 with 3 minutes left. Then Derrick Henry fumbles. Detroit again. Derrick Henry fumble, and Lamar's literally trying the best he can. But even still, there are some moments where it's like, "Hey, bro, put on the Superman cape. The Lions are whooping your tail right now," and that didn't happen. So, yeah, Ravens are done. They have the same record as the Carolina Panthers. Do you know how horrifying this is? As a Lamar Jackson fan and a Panthers fan, oh, this is rough, y'all. This is bad. It's all bad. It's all bad. It's just you look at Lamar like everyone's like, oh, the hamstring injury. You know, he'll be okay. Like, for a second, I was worried he took himself out of the game. For a split second. Because the way he was sitting in the body language, I was like, okay, dude, I know you wouldn't do this. I know you wouldn't do this. Like, thank goodness you're out 2 to 3 weeks. Because there was a split second where I was like, they can't be whooping you that bad where you go out the game. That was a fear that I should not have that legit fear with my favorite players, right? So, yeah, it's bad. Unfortunately, I now realize that he is 3rd in that conference and possibly in the league quarterback rankings. Because, this has been a frightening reality for me this first month of the season. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. But anyway, how you feel about your MVP pick, Derek? How you feeling?
Oh man, I feel good, man. It's right on track. Right on track. This is what he does. You know, you start off. Team started off slow last year, and he's gonna come back around. I don't like his body language over the last few weeks. I pointed that out last week. After all the bad plays, snapping the chin
Yeah,
straps and throwing the helmet and all that. And, he's got to get that under control. So maybe he can seek some counseling from Dion or somebody, or Ray Lewis or, Ed Reed or somebody, get him in the right headspace, bring some old Baltimore Ravens in the mix to get them right. But they got to get Derrick Henry the ball. What did he get? 8 carries?
8
Um,
carries. And my thing is, once the Ravens are like, oh, we're losing by a significant amount, let's just go away from what works for us. And mind you, he was averaging like 7 yards a carry before that. So it's like,
yes. How?
like, I wonder what goes through their head. It's like immediately they're like, oh, we got to get points. Lamar, be Superman right now. Keep playing your game. First off, your defense sucks. Like, Zach Orr needs to be fired. I don't know what he's doing, because how is he allowing more points than we have? We're the Carolina Panthers. Like again, they have the same record as the Carolina Panthers because their defense can't stop a cold. And even still, Lamar's like putting up all these numbers, and it's still like it's not enough. And then with that still not being enough, there's stupid turnovers on offense. So it's like you're not going to win that way. Plus, you play the Texans this week, who I think you can beat with a backup. But then you play the Rams next week, so you're going 2-4, hoping that Lamar's healthy. You're starting the season off 2-4, hoping Lamar's healthy, hoping that you can at least get a wild card. He's out for 2 to 3 weeks.
He's out 2 to 3. So that just came out.
Yes, so it came out today. He's out 2 to 3 weeks. So my thing is, like, you have to hope that you beat the Texans because they have a really good defense. Hope that you beat them with a backup. If you lose to the Texans, season's over. You're probably losing to the Rams. Then you have, I don't know who they play like the week after, but then they have the bye week right after, so they could probably get right. So let's just say, hopefully, you're 3-4. You're going to have to go on a run in order to probably in order to win the division. And then again, you guys play the Steelers later in the season. You know how the Ravens Steelers games go. So it's like, I don't know. And now the Steelers actually might have a quarterback. So this is a very, very bad situation. I'm not gonna lie.
They're just setting it up. Setting it up for the big comeback. Setting it up for the big comeback.
It's over.
You're Mr. Cool, Derek, all the time. So
you're Mr. Cool,
just like last year. I can find. We've got footage last year when C-Payne was going on a rant about the Ravens and how, not necessarily like they were done or whatever, but Lamar was out of the MVP race, and then got it together, put some weeks together, and then it was like, oh, this is life-changing. This is special. What he's done is special. And what you're going to see in the second half of this season is going to be special.
I'm not changing my mind on this. It's over. Like, it's bad. Like, it's the team's body language and how they've, like, carried it. And my thing with the Ravens is that, so you've proven that you can go up against Super Bowl teams. You just can't close. And the annoying thing with Lamar is, at least with the Bills, I know that the only thing they got to worry about is the Chiefs in the playoffs and their defense messing up. Josh Allen's going to show up. Lamar, it's like, hey, I play either of these dudes, and there's a huge chance I might lose because of what we see. Because as much as my fandom has been for him since he's been in college, and even with him being his league, his whole story, and being down as a running back and then turning into one of the best quarterbacks I've personally ever seen, I get it, right? But again, you routinely lose to the top 2 dudes in your conference. And the one dude with the way worse roster always seems to play his best versus the other dude, but the other dude just happens to have a Super Bowl head coach and a Super Bowl winning defense all the time. What do you want me to do? How am I supposed to rock with you still? Hell, I'm not being fair weather. I swear I'm not, but it's like, Lamar, you have got, Lamar wasn't about to stay on that side thing for the reason. That's why I didn't pick him for MVP, because I felt something bad was going to happen this season. That's why I kind of was like, hey, he's going to be good. I don't know how good he's going to be. That the defense falling apart, that's that the defense falling apart, him getting hurt. I'm like, okay, I was right to not be on that ledge.
The defense is injured. The defense is banged up. They're going to get healthy. The defense was looking pretty bad last year, the first quarter of the season. So, we're at the quarter pole of the season. It's a long season. It's just about getting getting better throughout the season. Now it's it's an extra week. It's a long, long road. We've seen teams riding high and then collapse. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
we've got plenty of examples of that. We've seen teams, are low and then rise up. It's a roller coaster, and yeah, they're gonna be just fine. We knew they had a brutal schedule. They should have won some of these. So you're exactly right. Should have beat the Bills. Should have had some of those wins there, but we knew they probably weren't going to have the best record for these first 6, 7 games. Get
Mm-hmm.
through that bye, get Lamar healthy, and then they're going to get on the run. Going to start to get cold. All right, going to hand that ball off to Derrick Henry, and they're going to be just fine. Going to
I'm
be
glad
just
you're optimistic. I'm glad you believe in them, like,
just
because
fine.
I'm off the ship. I'm off the ship. I'm sorry, y'all. Look, it was good last season. It was fun. Can't do it. Can't do it to myself 2 years in a row, y'all. Can't do it. I'm not. I'm out. I'm out. I'm sorry.
Just like again, the Commanders will make the playoffs. The Ravens will make the playoffs. Cowboys will probably
Steelers.
not make the playoffs. Steelers probably will make the playoffs for
All
sure.
that.
So yeah, yes, you did. Yes, absolutely,
They're growing on
absolutely.
mattress. Ooh.
Yes,
All
yes,
right. So, Derek, I got a quick question for you. How
yes,
did it
sir.
feel having both DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson? Because I literally looked at your team. I was like, oh, so this is. Oh, wait, don't you have George Pickens too?
Told y'all. Do I have him in the? Yes, I do. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. I
yeah.
was very mad. I
Told
just
y'all.
was like, okay, so this is how we do it. This is what we do it, huh? All
Mm-hmm.
right, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
Yep.
you're swinging back.
Told
I
y'all
just
the
had to.
trade was coming.
Yeah, I just had to do a couple trades myself because yeah, I had to let Saquon go, but it was worth it because Derrick Henry is now on my team, so I'm very excited to see how we continue to do in the Pick and Pros League. 2-2 in one league, which is very bad because just injuries and just one bad trade kind of got me, and also Jamar Chase forgetting how to play football. Um, we're not forgetting how to play football, not having Joe Burrow, which is why I am
Yep.
glad I stayed on the Justin Jefferson side of like, hey, Justin Jefferson can have anybody throw the ball. I know he gonna show up. Jamar Chase, hey, we've seen how you've looked without your partner in crime. So, yeah. Again, Justin Jefferson did prove that with looking amazing with Carson Wentz. So still, I think I'm like sixth or I'm like lower in the league. I'm like fifth or sixth in the league now. But hey, just got to make it to
Yep.
playoffs. Still have
Yep.
a very good team. Still have a bunch of breakout stars. So I'm liking how it's looking. But yeah, 4-0 in one league though. Did not expect that. I'm done
Nice.
walking with boys. It's actually
Nice.
horrible for them. So
Nice.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah. Top 6 in our league gets you that first round bye. So right now we're 4th, 5th, and 6th respectively.
Ooh,
So yeah,
yeah.
right now we're all in that top 6, and yeah, let's get
And
that first
fourth,
round
right?
bye.
Yeah,
I
no,
believe
Breed's
so.
for it. Yeah, Breed.
Yep.
Woo!
And
Yeah,
we've got 2 undefeated teams
yeah. I
right
think
now. I believe it's Roy
Joshua and
and no,
Roy.
Joshua and Silas, right? Is
Yeah,
No,
Silas?
it's
Or is
Roy
it
and
Roy?
Roy,
Joshua.
Roy and Joshua.
Roy and
Okay,
Joshua.
okay.
Yeah,
Silas
That
was
was
up there, but he must have taken a
yeah,
loss.
he's 3-1 like me.
Okay. All right.
yeah.
All
Because y'all
right.
gave me that week 1 bye. I'm 2-1, and now Lamar's hurt. So let's. Yeah. All right. Let's hope these waiver claims come through because
Yeah.
please,
I'm on by this week.
lucky
Okay.
you.
I don't have to stress as much.
I'm stressed.
I know, I can tell.
Yeah, my bye is like the second to last week of the
Come
season.
on, man.
Yeah,
See,
yeah. I end with I end with 2 buys. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool the way it works. I'm the only one that had 2 buys
Yeah, it's so
back
lucky.
to back last 2 weeks of the season.
That's lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. Very lucky. Yeah, that's
Almost too good to be true.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
call the commissioner like I'm the Fisa Collier. I'm not playing. What we doing? What we doing
yeah.
there?
I don't know how it happened, but yeah, it
I don't
worked
know
out great.
either. Yeah, I get week 1. You somehow get like end of the season by. All right, get
Yeah,
to get like full reps with your team. Yeah, that's fair. All
yeah.
right. You know what? I'm I'm cool.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Me
Yeah,
pull. Probably can't see that there, but yeah.
you
Bye.
played me last week too. See
I got
this?
to buy the last 2 weeks of the season.
What the
So
heck?
perfect.
This is what I'm talking about right here. This that mess. This is a mess. All right. I'm trying to keep calm. I'm so irritated.
Oh,
I had
man.
a play week 1. He get a week 12 bye. They week 13. It's like, okay, now play Chris. Like this. That's probably gonna be a game to determine who makes the playoffs. Know how fantasy could shape up. And then listen, I'm just speaking positive energy and hope that I'm not knocked out and I stay really good in the other league I'm in because I'm irritated. That irritated me just a little bit. But yeah. Also 3-1 in my other league. Surprisingly 3-1 after benching Ashton Jetty, which I don't know how I won that one. Well, actually, no, Josh Allen and Emeka Ibuka. But yeah, benching Ashton Jetty in that one did not. Wow, he might not leave that. He might not leave ever. And of course, like, have you any of y'all been affected by the wide receiver injuries? That was my last question.
Yeah, well, so it's interesting. I've got Tyreek in one of my other leagues, but I'm pretty loaded in that league.
Okay.
But in our league, I had Tyreek, and I
Yeah.
traded him last week.
Yeah.
So he was part of that Derrick Henry trade.
Okay.
So yeah, but I do have neighbors in one or two of my other leagues. So that definitely is a little bit of an impact because I think he was especially with Dart coming on, he was about to go off, man. He was
Yeah.
about to go off. So
Neighbors, I had
yeah,
neighbors in the other league too.
that's
So
bad. I mean, fortunately he's young, so he should fully recover and be okay. And then probably even be able to get paid. Comes back and then has a big year, he should be okay. But man, who he was about to go off.
it was,
And
yeah,
yeah,
please. Yeah, if this episode says anything, please investigate MetLife Stadium because I'm tired of all these injuries. Every single year, somebody gets hurt in that stadium. I don't know what it is. It's that in the Commander Stadium. I don't know what happened in those two stadiums. Yeah, no, because it was Aaron Rodgers that with the whole Achilles thing, and then something last year. I don't know.
Isn't it the turf fields?
Yeah, it's the
That's
turf.
what everyone's saying.
and Saquon, I believe, has gotten
Yeah, Saquon a couple times.
OB.
Odell, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and you were gonna go off about the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, the ties. Yeah, real quick.
Mhm.
I hate the new overtime rules. I hate ties in general. Life
Yeah.
is full of wins and losses. Why in the greatest sport on earth do we have ties? Like, does that make any sense to anybody? So you can't. How do you even coach after that? You're just like, hey man, we weren't good enough to win, but we weren't bad enough to lose. Like where do you get the motivation the next week? After a loss, you could be like, dang, we got to be better. We got to look at the film. After a win, still, there's things we got to improve on. Tie, it's like, we were just okay this week. We did all right. Like, that's terrible. That doesn't make sense. And again, because of the whole 13 seconds thing with the Chiefs, and everybody blames Bills fans, and people complaining just because I was like, the league is shifted for Josh Allen and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's probably not it. They probably wanted more, like, entertainment value. And I get it. Like, again, the game was 40-40. Like, it was a very entertaining game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We gotta change these rules either back or we just gotta have like a quick sudden death. Like,
well, it's simple. They should adopt the soccer and the hockey rule. And how entertaining would that be? Could you imagine at the end of that game, then they had like a field goal competition between the two kickers? That would have been dope. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen. No. Cowboys going 17-0. Hold on.
But to settle overtime, like if it's tied at the end of overtime, then it goes to a kicking competition.
Okay.
Starting at 50 yarders. And we're back into like something like that. But some type of kicking competition, man, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Jake Bates would win every time. He's like the best kicker in the league.
Yeah, I would say start at the 40 and then do like 5 yards back each time. And then like once you get to 60, that's like the real big, like, all right, let's see. So that would actually work. That would
That
be
would
really
be sick.
fire.
That would be
I
sick.
like that idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that
It
was.
makes it like thrilling. Like, oh, who's gonna make it?
Exactly. Yeah, just like in soccer, when it gets to the kicks at the end, it's not like a letdown. You kind of want to see it go to
No,
the penalty kicks or whatever they call the kicks at the end.
as the
Um,
PK shootout, yeah, it hurts your heart because like that's
mhm.
how the last World Cup was determined. Oh my goodness, my
Right.
stomach was in
Yeah.
knots. Like first off, game was already amazing, but my stomach, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, this is
Yeah.
stressful. So
Yeah.
like,
That was crazy.
oh
That
yeah,
was
added
crazy.
that with NFL stuff, like that would be amazing. That would be
Yeah.
amazing. That level
Yeah,
of stress is just it's like it's one
Mhm.
of the coolest things to watch in sports as a penalty shootout. Like it definitely is like
Yeah.
it's really entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wait, did you guys talk about if you think the Tyreek Hill's career's over now?
Oh.
What do you guys think?
Ah, mm. After that injury,
That was bad.
he'll be gone. That's concerning. He's already an undersized wide receiver.
Yeah.
So his big thing was like how much he can take the top off of defense, how much defenses have to bend to him. So it's like
Mhm.
I know that there's been new advances in medical technology. I get it, but it's like
Right.
I have no idea if the speed's going to be the same, and that's like Tyreek's whole thing. And again, he does
Right.
have moments of being a good possession catch receiver, but it's like you have to after injuries like that, you have to build a confidence and trust that like
Mhm.
you could go back on the field and still be that same person. And if
Right.
there's any doubt, you're still gonna like you could like re-injure or it could be worse. So
Right.
I think that if it is over, it's been a great run. Tyreek Hill was definitely one of the more iconic receivers of his era. I mean,
Yeah.
literally like we literally bookmarked the Chiefs dynasty to Tyreek Hill and post Tyreek Hill. So that
Mhm.
shows the type of impact he had on that team and like on the league in general. So yeah, it's just what a career. If this is the end or he doesn't look the same, I
Mhm.
will remember them Kansas City years and the crazy plays he would make. They were
Yeah. 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 I give him a shot because of his attitude. The fact that he was like for the, as much as he could possibly be upbeat while he was being carted off. And from what I heard on the radio today, he said to his trainer, and then that's when his trainer like touched him or whatever. He said, "Well, I guess we're gonna be spending a lot of time together." So, to hear that, I think gives him a shot. He is a freak athlete.
Mhm.
So if he can just keep his mind right and really hit that rehab, I give him a shot because of the attitude. If he can just keep that, so pulling for him, and we'll definitely see what happens with that.
And last thing I wanted to ask is, which coaches do you think should be on a hot seat? Because I saw people try to put Aaron Glenn in that hot seat. Please don't. It's just the Jets. They're at least scrappy and they're trying to fight. It's the Jets. Give them another year at least. Now, my guy in Tennessee gotta go. Harbaugh. I mean, listen, I want him gone more than anybody. I think that it's high time. And again, you have too much talent on that team. You have Super Bowl quality rosters, and you've only made one AFC championship and been tossed out like in the first round multiple times with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You need a full change, figuring out that type of situation.
Mhm.
The coach for the Bengals, Zach Taylor, yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's everything, like figuring out that front office as well, because they chose to again pay the receivers, pay the defensive players, not that offensive line.
Mhm.
So leading to Burrow getting hurt. So yeah, I would say Zach Taylor as well. As a Panthers fan, I don't know about Canales. I don't know about Canales yet.
Yeah.
I'm on Bryce year 3. Canales, look, and
Mhm.
again, and quick Panthers thing. I love this team, right? But how like on and off we are, that's crazy. Because you go from beating a team 30-0 to 42-13. Like that doesn't
Mhm.
make any sense.
Yeah.
And again, it's something like the Patriots are world beaters or anything. It was mistakes on special teams. offense couldn't get going, and again, our defense just fell apart again. Like that's not. I don't know. So I don't know if it's Canales. I don't know who it is on that team. We can blame David Tepper all we want, but the players and the coaches have to start producing because this is year 2 of this regime where every offseason is like, oh, there's hope. Carolina can surprise somebody. They could be that sneaky wild card team, and then again, we fall apart. We have a few bright spots that we're eventually going to trade away to other teams, and then they're going to turn up because again, realizing that Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold were on our team at one point is like that's horrifying now. Like in retrospect, now we were so bad that we made that like draft with like Josh Allen, Lamar, Baker Mayfield, and Sam Darnold finally look legit now. That's how bad we are. Baker was out the league after playing with us. Nobody believed in Sam Darnold after us. And then guess what? They get coached by Tom McVay, Kevin O'Connell. Oh, look, coaching works. So it really does start with coaching at this point. And I don't know if Bryce is a guy that can elevate despite coaching. So now again, if we go like 3 straight quarterbacks where we trade them to another situation and then they look like pro bowlers and borderline all pros, like I can't do it, y'all. I just
factory reset.
Factory resetting year after year after year after year. It's tiresome. So I would say Canales is on the hot seat, but I don't want another reset yet, man. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Yeah. I think those are definitely the hot seat coaches.
Yeah. I'd agree.
Yeah. Ooh, all right then. Well, we will see you next week. This is what, episode 5, C-Pain?
Episode 5, yes, sir.
All right. See y'all next week, episode 6.
Yay.
Big Bro.
Tavares Jordan.